Hello, fuckos, and welcome to episode 8 of the Chris Hunter Comedy Podcast with me, Chris Hunter. How's it going, folks? You alright? You had a nice little week over there in the freezer cold? It's been a busy time, hasn't it? Sorry, it's actually been 2 weeks, isn't it, since the last episode? I apologise profusely, folks. I'm trying to keep this weekly, but like I said in last week's episode, my brother was coming to visit, and I was going to potentially do a podcast with him, but unfortunately we didn't get time. We didn't get a chance to do that, so I didn't get to do that, so that's a shame. But I know that I normally record this when Charlie's streaming, and she was sick last week, so I had to take over her stream, which means that I didn't record it on the night I was going to, and then I just forgot the rest of the week. I'll admit, straight up, I forgot. I was supposed to record it on a different day, and I just forgot to, so I apologise. But hey, I'm here now. I'm alive. I'm well. How are you, folks? Are you good? Send me an email. Let me know how you're feeling inside. So yeah, Jack came to visit, and it was good fun. You know, we got an Indian. We played some games and stuff. Although the amount of Indian food we had might have not been a good choice, considering that we were going to put my brother on VR for the first time on the PlayStation VR. We streamed it, but it wasn't a long stream. Let's just put it that way, because he went on Resident Evil 7, which, you know, for those of you who don't know, it's a pretty big game. You move about fully in 3D space. It's not like, you know, most of the VR games where you're just sitting still and doing stuff like in a roller coaster or whatever. This is one where you walk around, you open doors, you know, you hit people in the face, all that kind of stuff. And he was fine at first, because I said to him, listen, let me know if you're feeling ill, because, you know, you don't want to be sick in this thing. If you start to feel ill, we'll take you out. That's fine. And he was like, no, it's fine. No worries, I'm alright. And then about 5 minutes later, he says, can I have some of my water? Because we put some water with a straw in it, you know, so we can drink it under the visor when you can't see. So he has a sip, and he's like, okay, I'm fine. And then about 5 minutes later, he goes, okay, I need to get off. Even though I'd asked him a million times. But still, you know, poor sod, he got off it, and he felt sick as a dog for a while. We had to take him out for a walk in the freezing cold at like 11:30 at night. But it was nice, you know, it was nice to see him. But apparently, I thought it would be kind of like a social experiment, you know, just to see. Like, I was curious how he'd react with the VR, because my brother Jack's in a wheelchair, for those of you who aren't aware of that already. And so I was thinking, would he be fine with VR? Because he's normally sat still but moving, which is why most people feel sick in VR, because you're sat still but your character is moving. But then I thought, well, no, actually, it just made things worse for him. Because, yeah, he was sat still and moving, but his character was walking. Now, Jack doesn't walk, you know, he rolls. He goes in a smooth motion in his wheels. So I think it was the fact that he was walking was also throwing his brain off. So I felt kind of bad for him for that. You know, I think like we should have eased him into it. But at the same time, he had fun. You know, he wants to do it again at some point, and he's more than welcome to. We'll just ease him into it next time. But yeah, he was here and he stayed over. So we went for one of them sexy ass burgers the next day. You know, the ones I tell you about every week in that Warrington Market. Oh, cafe at the end of the universe. I love you people. This time it was the Moist Maker. It was based on, you know, do you remember if you ever watch Friends, right? There's an episode where Ross gets Monica to make him like a Thanksgiving leftover sandwich he has every year. And he took it to work, and it's got this layer in it. It's like a bread soaked in gravy called the Moist Maker. That's why the burger's called that. And the burger had like the usual, you know, cheeseburger, cranberry sauce, turkey on it, and a burger bun in the middle soaked in gravy. It was phenomenally good. So I'm really glad he was down for that one, because, you know, we got to try one of the best ones. And it's really nice, you know, when you get to show people that. I had another friend around recently. We took them there, and they had the burger of the week, which we didn't have for one of the few times we've not had it, because it was spicy. It was like a Buffy themed one. So we had that because he's a big hard man, you know, a big hard man. And I had a bean burger because I'm a big old poos, and I don't like the hot stuff. So, but the bean burger was absolutely gorgeous. It was called Bean Me Up Scotty. That's it. I just remembered the name. I was trying to remember it before and I couldn't. But yeah, that was good fun. We had that burger and he enjoyed it, which is good. You know, I really wanted him to enjoy it. I wanted it to be a really good one so that he could really enjoy it, and he did. Also, he told me recently he's thinking of starting a vlog. You know, so we can just have a chat, like a weekly chat, like I do. He likes the idea of a podcast and he wants to do this kind of thing, but he thought that a vlog might be more appropriate for him, because then it's more conversational, you know. Like, this for me is just a way of just talking and just getting things out, and, you know, there's some interaction with you guys, but there's not a whole lot. Whereas when you do like a video blog, and you can see people's eyes, you know, you can really feel what they're on about. You can have a little chat with them, feel a connection with them, leave some comments below and whatnot, you know. So I think that'll be better for him to do that. So he's not started it yet, but once he's started it, I'll let you lovelies know about it, and you can go have a look if you want. He's going to be doing Q&As and just talks and things on there as well, which, you know, I'm sure it'll be nice to see and nice to hear. So what else been going on, eh? What's been going on over there, lad? It's been really fucking cold, I can tell you that. Jesus Christ. I mean, there's been no snow yet, but it's been really nasty cold. And I normally wear these shoes, right? Just normal shoes, but they're completely smooth on the bottom. Which, you know, it's fine for normal days. But you know when it gets cold and it starts to get icy? They are a bastard. And I work where there's loads of hills. So I always end up slipping on the hills. I've almost been down about 6 bloody times over the past fortnight. And there's leaves as well, like loads of leaves that then freeze over. Like I park on a hill. So, you know, I got out of my car. And the second I put my foot on the floor, I was almost gone. So, I had to be careful with that. So what I've started doing is I've started wearing my old New Rocks. If you don't know what New Rocks are, they're those big goth boots that people have with metal plates and shit on them. I've still got mine. I love them. They're super comfy. And I tell you what, you will not slip a fucking millimetre wearing them. Well, hiccups. Yeah, you won't slip a millimetre wearing them things. They are big boots. And they're comfy, like I said. You know, you look at them and you're thinking, nah, they must hurt like hell. Oh, no, they don't, my friend. I've worn them around London and everywhere. They're great for gigs as well because, you know, you're in a crowd and people are jumping around and being douchebags. And you know what? If they stomp on your foot, you just don't care because you don't feel it. But if you stomp on theirs, holy shit, do they feel it. Now, I've never done it intentionally, but I've done it once by accident. And I'll admit, I'm a human. I felt pretty friggin' bad. But, you know, they're good to wear in this time of year. You know, you just can't wear anything else because you'll just fall on your ass. But as I say, we've had no snow yet. And, you know, I kind of wanted some snow before I go on holiday. Because I don't think there's going to be snow there. But I wanted to see some this year. And it reminded me of a story like a few years ago. When we first kind of moved into this area. We lived near Charlie's brother, like my other half's Charlie. And her brother lived around the area. And I remember one night, it was really, it was like really heavy snowy. You know, like sort of like a good half a foot to a foot. And we thought, you know what? Wouldn't it be funny if we just went to their house and started pelting it with snowballs? So we went there. We walked around. It's about 10 minutes away. We walked there in the snow and it was dead nice. Must have been about midnight-ish. And we went to their house and we thought, you know what? Instead of throwing snowballs, because there's neighbours looking at us through the window and stuff, let's just build like a little snowman and just leave it in front of their front door. So we did that. We built a nice little snowman. And then Charlie took a picture of me next to the snowman in front of their door, right, and sent it to his sister-in-law, saying knock knock, right. And so we're there waiting, giggling like little friggin' schoolgirls, waiting for them to open the door so we can surprise them with snowballs. And nothing. There's just nothing at all. And so we wait a bit longer. She checks a message, no reply. And then we see the neighbours really getting like curtain twitchy. And we're like, oh man, you know, we'll best just leave this. They're going to be thinking we're up to no good. So we just left. And then when we eventually got home, like on the way back, we saw some kids outside and they were rolling. You know when people roll a big snowball and they roll like the world's fucking biggest snowball. This one must have been a good 3-4 foot tall. Right? It's probably not nowhere near that, but that's how big I remember it being. And so we saw that, and then when we were back in the house and all toasty warm and stuff, Charlie said to me, hey, how's that snowball doing? So I opened the curtain a little bit to look how it was. Right, and then I see someone, I'm like, I think they're outside, your brother and sister-in-law. So she's like, no, don't be daft. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's them. So she opens the front door. And you know what proved it was them? As soon as she opened the front door, they dropped to the floor. Like, who drops to the floor? Nobody who's not guilty drops to the floor. And we see them, right? And what have they got in their hands? That's right, Mr. Snowman. That poor little bastard snowman. They'd picked him up and carried them all the way back here. And they were going to bloody... they were just going to leave him in front of our door to try and creep us out. The mad bastards. But they were so committed to come round and doing this. They'd even been into their attic to get like fishing waders and all sorts of stuff because they were so cold. Because his sister-in-law is South African, so she's not really used to the cold like that, you know. And it was so funny though. We did end up having a snowball fight outside. And it was God knows what time in the morning. But you know when it's like the Christmas holidays? Time just doesn't matter anymore. And I really like that kind of thing. So I was hoping we'd have a bit of snow this year before we go. But alas, there isn't the snow. But that's fine, you know. I've just been chilling out at home after work. And what did I watch before? Oh, my favourite Simpsons episode was on. Right, I know there's a lot of Simpsons episodes, but my favourite one is one called Mayor to the Mob, right? And it's the one where Homer becomes a bodyguard, and it's got Mark Hamill in it and shit like that. It's just a funny episode. But I've not seen it for years. Because I used to, like when I was younger, I used to have a real problem falling asleep. I couldn't do it. It'd freak me out. I don't know why. But that's just what happened. So I used to have these Simpsons videos, like back in the VHS day. And it'd have like 4 or 5 episodes per tape. And I'd just put them on loop. That's it. Me for the rest of the night until I drop off. And Mayor to the Mob was on one of these tapes. And it was just my favourite. So I was so glad to see that. Because it's literally got to be about a decade since I've seen that episode. And it's got one of my favourite ever Fat Tony lines in it. Where he's beating the shit out of the mayor. And Homer's like, oh, Fat Tony. And he just goes, what? What did I do? It's one of my favourite lines ever. I mean, that's back when The Simpsons was awesome. To be fair, I've not seen much of the new stuff, but I've not heard particularly good things. But what else we got going on this week? Oh, Star Wars. Star Wars is out soon, folks. Very, very fucking soon. And I've got myself some seats booked for the good old D-Box. Now, the D-Box seats, they're really cool. They're the ones that move and vibrate and shit like that. And for Star Wars, it's ideal. Because we went to watch Rogue One in the D-Box seats. You know, the other Star Wars spin-offy one. And that was so cool. Like, any flying parts, the chairs just going for it left and right. And the parts where there's like big monsters or explosions, your chair's just rumbling like fuck. And it really adds to it. But during the quiet bits, you forget that it's on, you know, because it's still and it's not vibrating or whatever. So then when it does happen, it's really intense. And it's so cool. If you get a chance to go on a D-Box seat, go for it, man. It's well worth it. And speaking of Star Wars, I got myself a Star Wars Lego Advent Calendar. Oh, I love them. They're so cool. Every day, I get a chocolate from my Lindt one, and I get a bit of Lego from my other one. It's basically a diet Advent Calendar, isn't it? When you think about it. I've not done a single drop of Christmas shopping yet, and it's fucking brilliant. Now, the reason being, right, I'm not just being a lazy bastard. I'm not doing any Christmas shopping because I'm going to buy everything from Japan when I go there. Because I figured, you know what? It'd be kind of dickish if I went to Japan on holiday at Christmas and then I came back and just gave people, like, you know, some Primark pyjamas for Christmas or something like that. It's a bit of a dick move, really. Saying that, I've not bought anything yet because I've not been yet, so hopefully I'll get something good for people who are hearing this and want just end up with some Primark pyjamas. If you do, I apologise. But, you know, sometimes you can't have what you want, and that's how it is. But yeah, I've got lots of plans of what to buy in Japan when I'm there. Actually, you know, tell a lie, I've bought one Christmas thing. I was in Tesco the other day, and by the front doors, you know, they have like the flowers and the plants and shit like that. I saw the world's most just adorable little Christmas tree. It's a real live Christmas tree, but it's already decorated with like lights and decorations. And I thought, you know, this little guy's only £8. I'm gonna buy him. So I bought him and a piece of tinsel. And we got him home, and Charlie's named him Buddy, after Buddy the Elf, I'm assuming, from Elf. Best Christmas film ever. So yeah, that's the only Christmas shopping I've done, is a tiny, tiny little Christmas tree. And really, I don't think that counts as Christmas shopping, because it's not gifts for people. You know, it's just a tree for the house, making it look right nice at Christmas time. Now, I'm a bit worried this week, because I really, really, really need to brush up on my Japanese. I'm struggling, guys. I've not practiced properly for a little bit, and we're going in just a couple of weeks now. So I've definitely got to brush up, because it's really not long at all now. But the good news is, now that we're in December, I checked on the old Swiss Air website. It's the plane, you know, the plane people. What are they called? The airline. That's the one. Plane people. And on their website, every month they update what the in-flight entertainment is. So now I can see what it is, and now I know. There's at least a few decent films on there, some good TV shows and shit, you know? So I can watch that stuff when I'm trying to struggle to get to sleep on my fucking 16-hour flight. Which, I'm telling you, I'm starting to get a bit about. Last time I was on a plane, I was 12 years old, and it was to Ibiza. So that's what, 2 hours tops? So this will be a bit of a different experience. But I'm looking forward to it, don't get me wrong. I am looking forward to it. I just don't know what it's going to be like, you know? As an adult, I've never tried it, and I hope it goes well going there at least, because then, you know, coming back will be fine. I'll look forward to it. But if it goes shitty going there, then going back, it's just going to be a nightmare to deal with. And I don't really fancy putting up with that kind of nightmare, you know. It's not in my repertoire of things to do during the holiday. One thing I do want to do during the holiday though, I want to try this year's weird Pepsi flavour. Now every year around Christmas, to be fair, around any of the seasons, Pepsi Japan do some weird ass flavours. And this Christmas, right, they are doing Japanese Christmas cake flavour Pepsi. Now Christmas cake in Japan is like strawberries and cream cake. So I'm really, really curious what that's going to taste like. I'm going to get some, don't you worry. There'll be a video on our channel, I'm sure. But yeah, strawberries and cream in a Pepsi. Like, I don't know if it's going to be Pepsi flavoured with stuff in it, or if it's just going to be like strawberries and cream flavoured. Like, I don't know how they're going to do that, but I also want to try, like, they've got this Coke coffee at the moment, which is just like it says in the tin. I think it's basically just coffee with some Coke in it. So, but it's like really elusive stuff. You can only get it in vending machines and only certain ones. And there's like a fucking million vending machines in Japan. So to find the right ones is really, really hard. But I'm determined. We're going to stumble across at least one. I really, really hope so anyway. But yeah, to keep me distracted until we go away, because I'm at a loose end now. You know when you're just ready to go, but it's still a couple of weeks away and there's nothing you can do. So one of the guys in work put me onto this really funny comedy show. Like, we were talking about accents because he's Scottish, and he told me about, like, I was saying about how I really love the Scottish accent and I like mixed accents as well. And he said, oh, you'll like there's a character called Naveed on like this Scottish comedy show called Still Game, and it's really cool. It's just about this bunch of pensioners, but they're just funny, and they're kind of just like teenagers again, if you know what I mean. It almost feels like a Scottish Father Ted to me, but not as goofy. Like, it can be a bit more serious at times. It's a bit cruder, but it's so funny. And Naveed is the guy who owns a shop, but he's got like a thick half Indian, half Glaswegian accent, and it's such a beautiful mix. But yeah, Still Game. It came from a different sketch show called Chewing the Fat, which you might have seen. I'd never seen it before. And it's a Scottish comedy sketch show, which, yeah, I'd never heard of it. So apparently there's some sketches that involve these two old guys, Jack and Victor, and they're just popular characters, you know. But then they did a spin-off show with just them, like about them, should I say, in this Scottish town. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a proper, DOS place. It's full of like chavs or Neds, I think they call them. I can't remember now. And yeah, it's like it's council flats and stuff like that. But it's just a funny show though. Really, really enjoying that. And yeah, Chewing the Fat's a funny sketch show. I'm enjoying that too. So they're keeping me occupied, keep me distracted from all the Wish Now in Japan thoughts. But it'll be coming soon enough. And I've also been streaming. On my game channel, I started streaming Dark Souls 3 because I've not played that for ages, and fuck, it's so hard. But the good news is, we're getting some more followers from it and stuff as well, which is nice. So people are there cheering me on and supporting me from the sidelines. But I tell you what, I'm pretty shit at it at the moment. I'm not going to lie to you. But I'm getting better. I'm slowly but surely getting better at it. And before you know it, I'll be partially decent. Also, I came up with an idea before. I don't know how well this is going to go down, but I'm slightly tempted. Like, in my stand-up stuff, I've not been writing for a bit, and I want to write again soon. But I've been very slightly tempted to write some musical comedy stuff, and I don't know how that'll go down. But I had an idea for a song today that I was thinking of trying out. Not now, don't worry, you're not getting some creepy a cappella thing. But yeah, just keep an eye out for the future. If nothing comes of it, fair enough. But I'm very slightly tempted. I've got a couple in the works that I'm tempted to work on, and just see where they go. Because I feel like I need a change in my stand-up stuff. I'm tempted to scrap everything and start again, which I've done before. Well, I've said I'd do before, and I didn't actually get around to do it, but I want to. So So keep an eye out. I'm rambling now. Sorry, guys. I checked online before to see what was going on in the world of geekery and all that shit. And, there's somebody making a video game that's actually apparently been proven to help deal with ADHD. How fucking mental is that? So they're applying for FDA approval in America. So that could be the world's first prescription video game. Now, if a prescription comes about for video games, I'm going to develop whatever disease you need to be getting that shit, because I could easily invest some good time in video games. And speaking of video games, there was a guy who finally, after 15 years, finally beat a GoldenEye speedrun. So speedrunning is when you play through a game or a level just as quickly as possible. Doesn't matter how skillfully you do it. You need to get from A to B in the shortest time. And this guy, he's not been trying for 15 years. It's just the record has been 15 years and has been called impossible. And what it is, it's the first level of GoldenEye is a dam level. You're on the N64. And the record is 53 seconds. So somebody managed to do it in 53 seconds. And for 15 years, people have only been able to match that. But this bastard managed to do it in 52. And you know what? I watched the video before. And I feel so happy for him. Because you could tell. He was like... when he'd finished, he was like, oh, that was a really good run. I'm feeling good about this one. I'm just happy that it went well, you know? And then the little screen popped up saying how long it took. And I think he actually just started crying. Because, you know, when you're told something's impossible and you just do it, it's awesome. Whether it's, you know, something with a lot of meaning like a job or education or whatever, or whether it's just something simple like beating a game quicker than somebody else. You know, they're all little victories, and that's what life's all about. In fact, Alan Davis did a whole bloody show about little victories. I went to see him in the Lowry last year, and that was sort of the running theme, is that life's just about little victories. You know, you get that little thing each day. It just gets better over time. Now, what else did I want to talk about today? Oh yeah, last thing I want to talk about. Hamilton. Right, I've spoke about this before. It's a musical. It's fan-fucking-tastic. I'll speak more about it in a sec. But Hamilton is finally starting its London run tomorrow. December the 6th. It's starting its preview shows. And I'm going to see it in January, the day before my 30th birthday. And I feel old saying that, man, Jesus. But yeah, I'm so excited to go to see it. So, as a result of me talking about Hamilton, today's recommendation is, oh, you fucking guessed it, Hamilton, an American musical. So, let me explain a bit better what it is. It sounds boring as fuck, don't get me wrong. It sounds terrible, but it is not. Okay, so after this, go on YouTube or whatever. The whole thing's on there to listen to. Listen to the soundtrack of it. So it's about a guy called Alexander Hamilton, who was one of the founding fathers of America, and he developed America's first bank. Right? Sounds boring as hell, I told you. Sounds bad. But this is like a rap musical. There's singing and stuff as well. It's amazing. But they have like cabinet battles, which are like freestyle rap. You know what? I'm getting a bit of deja vu. I feel like I've spoke about Hamilton before in this. If I have, I apologise. And if I haven't, go watch it. Go listen to it. Whatever you can do. So yeah, that starts tomorrow in London. So exciting times ahead. One of my mates is going to go see it this weekend, and I'm so excited for it. I really, really, really want it to be amazing, and I'm sure it's going to be. She's more obsessed with it than me. In fact, she got me onto it. Right, what are we on to now? Japanese word of the week, folks. Alright, this time, I thought, you know what, it's Christmas time. Everyone's going to be off work, having a nice little break. So I thought, this word, it's a bit of a depressing word, but at the same time, it doesn't really apply to this time of year, so it's fine to use it. So, today's Japanese word of the week is karoshi, which is death from overwork. So be careful, guys. Don't you be karoshiing. Not to be mixed with karaokeing, which is fucking fun, and I'm looking forward to doing that. So, yeah, I'm going to finish rambling here for today, folks. It's been a weird one. I've had a week off. What can I say? I'm a bit rusty. But you know what? Fuck it. It's free. Whatever. I'm just sitting here talking to a mic. You're just listening somewhere, probably on the shitter. I don't know. Do you listen to podcasts on the shitter? That's probably a bit weird, actually. You're probably driving. Anyway, if you liked what you listened to, please don't forget to rate and subscribe on iTunes. I'd deeply appreciate it. And share with your buddies if you like it. Also, if you've got any questions, or if you just want to abuse me on the internet, feel free to. You can find me on Twitter at ChrisHunterCom, short for comedy, or on Facebook, facebook.com/ChrisHunterComedy. So, thanks for listening, folks. I'm sorry I missed a week, but I'll be back next week, hopefully. Same time, same place. So, catch you later, folks. Bye-bye.